Dear friends, in this video, we will look at sensitivity analysis in the topic A Journey in Linear Programming, Part 5. We have already covered 4 parts, and with the last part, we will be able to conclude for the example, the sensitivity analysis, which is very, very important for decision making in the world of predictive prescriptive analytics. Let's look at the output. We have solved the problem using solver in the Microsoft Excel through modeling, spreadsheet modeling. So one of the things that comes as the output is the report on constraints, the resources, to what extent they can be increased or decreased, and the impact they make on the final solution. And let's see now one by one. Sales for product 1, raw material 1 availability, raw material 2 availability, constraint 1, 2, and 3. In that order, the computer output appears. The final value 4 and 18 and 7.33. In other words, all the 4 units, the maximum demand for sales product 1, 4 is satisfied. The maximum availability 18 is also satisfied. The maximum availability 8 kg is not fully satisfied for raw material 2, and 0.67 is the shortfall because this is the best solution possible. In other words, you are not in a position to use 0.67 kg of raw material 2. And the next column appears shadow price 1 for product 1, 7 for product 2, and 0 for raw material 2. Sorry, 1 for product 1, 7 for raw material 1, and 0 for raw material 2. Let's interpret this now. The shadow price, in a way, gives the incremental increase in profit when the right-hand side value of the constraint is increased by 1 unit, and decrease in profit when the right-hand side constraint is decreased by 1 unit. They play an important role in increasing or decreasing the resources for product evaluation. So let's look at the interpretation now. The sales constraint is fully satisfied, and the shadow price says $1. 1 means here it is $1 because the profit is measured in $1. So the total profit will increase or decrease by $1 if the sales quantity for product 1 is increased or decreased by 1 unit. In other words, if the sales demand from 4 units, it could be increased to 5, then the total profit will increase by $1. So right now you are getting $130, you will get $131. So naturally you won't like to decrease the sales. So this tells you a story. Now coming to constraint 2, which is the availability of raw material 1. So it says if you increase the availability by 1 kilogram, then the profit will increase by $7. Naturally, you won't like to decrease availability, so you increase it. The moral of the story is every additional 1 kg of raw material 1 availability will increase the profit by $7, which is substantial Therefore, you do something to find out how to increase the availability of raw material 1. Maybe you try to identify more suppliers. Shadow price for raw material 2, as you can see, is 0, which means it doesn't make any impact on the total profit or the objective function. The allowable increase and the allowable decrease shown in the output indicates the range for which the optimality or the shadow prices will hold true. In this range, the shadow price will hold true. Beyond this range, it will not hold true. And you can see this here. Allowable increase for sale product 1 is only 2 units. You can't go beyond that. Allowable increase for raw material 1 is 2 kg. Allowable increase, anything you increase, there is no impact on the profit, and therefore forget about raw material 2 for the time being unless something else happens. And therefore the moral of the story is the sales can be enhanced to 6 units instead of 4. The raw material availability can be enhanced to 18 or 20 instead of 18 if you can find additional supplier. Similarly, if you can increase the sales for product 1. In other words, the allowable increase and the allowable decrease is the range in which the shadow price will hold true. It will not hold true beyond this range, and therefore it's important to understand shadow price and its implications. I think I have made it clear to you the role of shadow price. Thank you very much. We will see you soon in the next video with a new topic. Thanks a lot.